All right, so MaXpeedingrods knows that I'm about to go turbo on my Civic, and they wanted to hook me up with a intercooler, and I cannot wait to unbox this thing and check this out. You know, this thing, you can find this on their website for about $80. It's a 27 by 7 by 2.5 core, so it should pretty much fit on most cars. Now I'm gonna be putting it on a Civic, so I know it's gonna fit on the Civic with some slight trimming behind the bumper. But let's go ahead and check this thing out. All right, so check this out. It's got channels for the airflow. I really like that. Overall, all the welds look well. It looks like it's got a 2.5-inch piping right here. You have 4 mounting spots, 2 on the bottom and 2 on the top in the same locations. So if you've never checked out MaXpeedingrods, they've got everything you can think of aftermarket wise performance for your car, from air suspension, coilovers, crankshafts. Mainly they're known for their forged connecting rods that hold like 600 to 800 horsepower, and they also have turbochargers. Most of their stuff has 1 to 2 year warranties. They've been around since 2006, and they have been giving excellent customer service and quality over the past 15 years, and they've been trying to upgrade more and more. So the more that you support them, the better that their company is going to be. You know, they are supporting small YouTube channels. They are supporting large YouTube channels, from 1,000 subscribers to 1 million subscribers. So if that tells you anything, they really are looking out for people. They're from China, but they do an excellent job getting the parts over here. They got nice finish on their parts. I don't see any kind of dents and dings on any of the products that I've received. So like I have the CRV over here that I've lowered on their product, and I've had it on for a couple months. Just took a trip 2 days ago, 200 and almost 300 miles round trip, and it rode excellent all the way down. No complaints from me and my buddy, and man, it was it's pretty fun for the price. For a budget-friendly builds, they definitely are surprisingly good. One note, if you do buy one of these, so they have the mounting spots, but they did not come with the mounting hardware. So luckily, I have some extra brackets and stuff that I already had, and some bolts and little adapters, spacers, angle brackets. This is something you're gonna have to probably invest in separately whenever you go to do this job. So this is my EF Civic that I have a mini-me in that's got ARP head studs. Planning on turboing this and hopefully putting down about 200 horsepower. I'm not trying to go crazy. It still has the factory rods in it, so those little toothpicks are not gonna handle a whole lot of boost. But I do luckily have a D16 A6 with a Z6 head laid on the side that I'm hoping to eventually boost and maybe shoot for about 300 horsepower. So, but anyway, so this is going to be what I'm going to install the intercooler on. Now I've already cut out and inserted a different mesh grill, and I've already got it where it's basically notched out on the back side. So you will have to do some cutting to make this work on your Civic. Now, to install an intercooler on any car, you're gonna have to take off your front bumper. So I'm gonna go ahead and jack this thing up, and let's remove this front bumper. Well, that was easy. So if you're an EF kind of person and you're wanting to take off your front bumper, you've got two Phillips head screws that are on both sides. You have like 2 or 3 10 millimeters holding on the bottom part of the bumper. And then all you have to do is remove your turn signals with the Phillips head screws. And then you have 2 12 millimeters on each side. And those 2 12 millimeters, as soon as you take those out, this will come straight out. Okay, so I was checking my fitment. Now on this EF, I have a half-size radiator that has kind of got the gangster lean leaning forward. I kind of had to do some notching down here originally and kind of beat this area down just to get a little bit of clearance because it hits the hood. But anyway, I've seen most people use a backdoor setup where they 90 it straight back here to their turbo right here, and then they 90-degree it right here, and they bring it straight up through here and go right back around. Also, you know, I've seen it mounted up here on the front, in front of the core support, and right behind where the grill is on the bumper, and then it's brought around and through your hole right here on both sides where your reservoir used to be and your air intake box used to be. So you can do whatever route that you can come up with to make it work, but I'm going to do the 90-degree backdoor method and have the coupling just go straight back. So I'm going to have it basically sitting just like this. I'm going to find a way to mount it, and I'm going to have this notched out where that's going to be able to go straight back on both sides. So I've already started to notch over here in the past, so now I got to go notch that side. All right, so I'm actually going to notch out this just a little bit more right in here on both sides. I've got two ways I can do this. I can either try to mount the intercooler basically right where you see. I'm gonna pick it, raise it up just a little bit and have it where I can 90 it straight back on both sides. I can notch my support right here and cut me a little cutout right there. So it was going to be hard for it to get the 90-degree to go up through here on both sides. So what I ended up doing was I notched this all the way up to the top. I'm going to notch this out. All right, so what I have now is I have it notched on both sides where I can now start the bolt on the top of here. All right, so I got me some big flat washers, the bolt to fit it, and basically I've got it completely installed. It's notched in, you know, it's not going anywhere. The bumper is still attached on the two outside edges down here. And so let's install it on here. Oh, and I took a hammer from where I notched right here around here. Since it was real sharp edges, what I did is I took a hammer and I basically just rolled all that backwards. So now I've got a nice smoother edge right around here for my piping to go on both ends, and I've got plenty of clearance so I can get my piping to go straight up through here. Okay, so with the bumper actually remounted, you can see it just behind the grill. And if you look back here, I think it's going to be the perfect amount of clearance, a great location for it. It fits perfectly in the bumper, just like that. So if I wanted to add AC, I can put my condenser back into place. And from my intake to come down, straight down to there, that looks like that'll work out perfectly. I'm definitely happy about that. I love the way that it looks. I mean, I think that's going to be an awesome performance part on this car. I cannot wait to go turbo in the near future. All right, so with test fitment, this is pushing up against on the wall on both sides. I had to take that other side off. So basically I'm either gonna have to start notching more of my core support, or I'm going to have to do some trimming on these 90-degree couplings. So I trimmed off some of the edges off here, so hopefully that should give me enough clearance. All right, so until I go turbo, right now this is the finished product. I've got it already installed, brought it up around. I got a universal blow-off valve right here, and then I've just got it all coupled together. And it functions fine without it, but whenever I get ready to go turbo, I'm pretty much already ready to go. It'll come straight up. So if you're interested in seeing the rest of the turbo build go down, definitely click that subscribe button and like and comment on this post, and I'll see you on